This is the art and making of Arcane. Now first, I want to apologise for our radio silence recently. We've been busy working on a graphic novel series, Therion. We've got some big updates dropping soon, so if you want to be first to know, head to the link in the description for updates on our Kickstarter page. All right, let's open up the book. For those that don't know, Arcane is an animated series based on the successful video game League of Legends. I personally think it's one of the best animated productions ever made. I just think the animation quality, the editing, the writing, it really is something else. So if you have a Netflix account, definitely watch this series. The book isn't just artwork, it tells the story of how Riot Games worked with the French production company Fortiche. So you've got Alex Yee and Christian Link who worked at Riot Games. Alex worked in the writing and world building department while Christian worked in the music and composition department. I think it was in like 2010 or 2012, Christian came across a French production company called Fortiche. They had made a music video. He loved the aesthetic. He loved what they were doing there. And that eventually led to Christian engaging them to make the iconic music video Get Jinxed, which features one of the main characters from the series. Essentially, that music video acted as the conduit to get this animated series happening. Christian and Alex really backed Fortiche as the production company to make this series. Riot Games is based in LA, so a lot of big production companies had approached them in the past to make a film, to make a TV show, but Christian and Alex thought that their creative vision was best suited to work with Fortiche. They really gelled with that company. The book itself, as you can probably see, is slightly chaotic. It almost has that same energy that Jinx brings into the series with the glitches, the scribbles, using all the storyboards, like the really rough ones they have. Like, even though these are really rough, you can still get a really good sense of the composition in each scene, all the emotion in every frame. I just think it's great when things like this are included and the art book isn't always just finished art. It's a real work in progress explanation. They cover everything from the VFX to the original storyboards, and this actually is a really cool timeline where you got 2013, Get Jinxed is uploaded to YouTube. It's a bit of a hit. It is more of an insight into the character of Jinx. They also, Fortiche and Riot, make a music video for Imagine Dragons in 2014. I'd say my only criticism of the series overall is the Imagine Dragons soundtrack that plays a bit of a role in the music. But hey, that's okay, not everything can be perfect. Sometimes it's just a bit jarring when there's a cheesy kind of music video sequence. At the same time, that music video style is why this show is so cool as well. It's very stylistic. Okay, cool. So they talk about how they took the original League of Legends champions, the characters you play in the game. I think they really did a great job of adapting the character models to something more suitable to TV so that it can really actually communicate the tone of the show. They feel a lot less superhero, more grungy steampunk, which I think ended up looking really cool. Some really awesome concept art of Jinx here. Same thing for Vi. As you can see, she looks quite different here. It's like a totally different style. Yeah, you really get that sense of the chaos of Zorn, which is the underground, kind of the outcasts of the city, and then Piltover, which is the sort of Art Deco style high-rise buildings, and those two worlds colliding. The book is essentially communicating that chaos that's sort of bubbling under the surface through all the sketches, all the roughs. Yeah, it's really awesome to see. You just get a really good sense of how deep they went into the environment building and also the characters that are set in that world. I love this. Like storyboards, I'm a massive fan of seeing any kind of work in progress. The pinks and blues, very iconic to Jinx. There's a big emphasis on Art Nouveau as an inspiration for Fortiche, the French production company behind it all. You can see that in some of the stained glass windows in the buildings. There's apparently a lot of Easter eggs in the show as well. I'm not a League of Legends player, so I wasn't looking out for that kind of stuff. It was able to win me over as someone who doesn't play the game. However, I'm sure people who played the game were stoked to see, their beloved characters pop up and little Easter eggs that we all love to see. Yeah, episode 1, that sort of parkour scene when you're introduced to Vi and Jinx for the first time, when they're running across the rooftops. There's a lot of the Art Deco aesthetic coming through. This was something that I really liked in season 2. There's a bit of a transformation for Vi's character. They cover a lot of time, but the characters remain consistent, but they also do develop. And that's part of the reason why the show is so good, is the characters are just great. The commune that Victor set up, he really became a bigger character in season 2. I think season 1 it was a bit more of a side character. Yeah, it gets really trippy, which I think visually was really exciting to watch. A little bit confusing at times exactly what was going on with the hex tech, and this isn't a criticism, I think it was almost intentional, that it was quite overwhelming to understand what Victor's vision was. Let me know in the comments if you thought that was a bit confusing as well. Let me know if you liked it or didn't. Yeah, this is awesome. These glitchy moments that appear whenever Shimmer, the performance-enhancing drug, comes into the show as well. These like squiggles and stuff that actually do appear in the show whenever Jinx is involved is just some of the best editing I've seen. The pacing, the timing to the music, the timing of the effects. You really get that sense of Jinx's mental breakdown unfolding in the scene. Yeah, you really get a sense of that she's not well. This is pretty awesome, Jinx's hideout. Yeah, the more I go through this book, the more I realize how big of a role Jinx has in this show. It's like her aesthetic just comes through constantly. She's always there. Here, this is the editing I was mentioning of Jinx's mental breakdown. It's pretty sad at times, but it's also exciting. Like, she's a very dynamic character. Yeah, so this is like the whole evolution of Vi until she goes full goth mode. You can tell there was a lot of trust between Riot and Fortiche. As showrunners, I think that Alexi and Christian did an incredible job. There's been a lot of adaptations of, some of my favorite books and video games in the past, and not everyone nails it. They definitely don't. Even though that's not to say people don't care about what they're doing, I think there's a lot of other people who might get involved in the board of directors sort of level, and I think these people, obviously Riot backed these people to do what they wanted to do, and they achieved their creative vision. Love seeing post-it notes up on the wall, just an awesome window into the working environment. Got a little blueprint. Looks like some hex tech. A stencil of Jinx's monkey grenade. A Jinx poster. And a big old map, which I will try and open up. Let me know what you thought of season 2 of Arcane, and don't forget to check out the Kickstarter campaign for our graphic novel series, Therion. Link is in the description.